Good day, you absolute legends. Welcome back to another edition of Update News. Now, today's hot topic is Chart Smash It Update, the best in 5 years. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The World's Part 1 update is breaking records across the board. We have a lot of information about that, including the what's going on SteamDB. It shows us all of the charts, and when I say 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, we have not seen numbers like this since 2019, since the Origins update. Now, that aside, we also have other additional news as well that we're going to get onto in today's video. Now, as always, before we do get into all that, do me a massive solid, leave a like on this very video. It really does help me out as a content creator to carry on growing and to get this kind of information and news and videos and all that good stuff out there into the wider YouTube audience. And also, don't forget as well to double check your subscriptions. If you need to resubscribe. And if you like what I do, you've been watching me for a while, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button? You definitely will not regret it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right on into today's video. All right, guys, so some of this video as well is going to be completely off script. This is one of those times. So I want to talk today about the chart smashing update that World's Part 1 definitely did bring. Now, I pulled up SteamDB here because I wanted to really show something, and again, it blew my mind when, and to be fair, I have been waiting for this chart to really kind of develop over the last few days, which is why I've not done a video in the last 2 days as well, because I've been waiting for this chart to kind of fully mature, and I believe it's now hit its peak and it's kind of stabilizing now. So the chart that you can see right here is obviously SteamDB, and it shows us the last month of performance. So we can see on the 17th of July, between the 16th and 17th, we started to get the rise, and that's obviously when the update was either about to come out or it was out at that point. I can't remember entirely. My days are all kind of like melded together at the minute. However, it goes to show just how high the bar raised. And SteamDB, even though it is just for Steam as well, it kind of gives a good indication as a whole on how the community is looking at the update. Because if it's doing well on Steam, then chances are, by the law of averages, it should be roughly the same across the board on PlayStation and Xbox. We could see those statistics as well. We would also see probably something quite similar to what we're seeing on Steam, but we're going to use Steam because it's the easiest thing to look at. So yeah, so we can see 1 month here, we can see the massive influx of new players, especially as the bigger content creators that don't normally cover No Man's Sky as now also starting to cover No Man's Sky. I mean, I've seen the, million plus subscriber content creators actually covering No Man's Sky as like Asmongold and all that. They're all completely covering this now, which I think has also helped with the massive influx of new players. Now, if we go to 3 months, you can see in the last 3 months, it's still the highest rating one. 6 months, again, the same story. 1 year, 3 years, and we are still at the highest peak. If we go to max, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can see right now that the last time we had an update this big was back in 2019, and big not by what was included in the update, but I'm just talking about the community response. The one that the community said, look, this is a bloody good update. The last time we had an update of this magnitude, like I said, was in 2019. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. World's Part 1 is by far, in recent years, in nearly half a decade, the community has said is the best of the best, which I fully agree with them. It really has changed the game forever in a very, very good way. And this is only part 1 as well. Remember, part 2 is on the way over the summer. We are still waiting for part 2, and that's probably all going to be a month or 2 away, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know how they're going to even compete with World's Part 1, or if they're going to implement something even more crazy in World's Part 2, but that's down to speculation, and that's not what this video is about today. So on additional news, we have Mr. Murray's eating preferences. Now, he enjoys a Diet Coke with free-range egg mayonnaise, and some grapes. Now, this was posted directly to his Twitters. Now, this is something a little bit off topic, off schedule, but I wanted to throw this in here because look at the date. He posted this on the 26th of July. However, if we look even closelier at something, look at the dates on the free-range egg mayonnaise and look at the dates on the Tesco grapes. The 4th of April and the 3rd of April, respectively. They are over a month out of date at this point, but yet this is a new post from Mr. Murray. Either this is an old picture that for some reason he decided to share, or he legitimately bought the Tesco meal deal and posted and he think he's going to get a good deal. However, if he does eat that far out of date, the only thing he's going to get is food poisoning. Now, on a personal note, you either have to be a complete mad genius to have the pairing combination of a Diet Coke grapes and a free-range egg mayonnaise sandwich, or you have to be a complete and utter lunatic. Anybody who enjoys that is something else. All right, I got my composure back. We're good. So, another thing that Mr. Murray posted was this. So he did like a documentary / interview style video on the release of Worlds Part 1. And it was a very interesting watch, and it kind of gives a small insight to what the team worked on and what they went through with Worlds Part 1 and all the development that went into it. It was a bloody good video. I highly recommend you go and watch it. It's on Hello Games' YouTube page. So something was caught by LZ Worlds, and he put this picture up. Mr. Murray, in that video, behind him on the desk, had a Mr. Murray head. Just a bronze head. It's probably made of metal. It looks like it's made of metal. I don't know if it's 3D printed. Either way, it looks absolutely terrifying, but awesome at the same time. I don't know why, but I want one. And Mr. Murray obviously made a post and responded to that. But that head, ladies and gentlemen, looks like the exact same model that was used from the mod where everything is a Sean Murray. I've done videos about it before, where everything, every player, every kind of tree and grass and shape and everything is Mr. Murray. It's literally that head. So I think Mr. Murray also really enjoyed that mod because I'm pretty sure that's exactly the same model that was used for that mod. So let me know what you think about that one in the video description down below. I think Mr. Murray really does enjoy the community mods, especially if there's a Mr. Murray head on his desk. But yeah, absolutely terrifying, but awesome at the exact same time. Now, just a couple of closing points that I have here, and I'm going to again just kind of go off script a wee bit with this. Now, at the end of the day, No Man's Sky is getting on in its years and its development. It's what? Just near enough a decade old at this point. Well, 8 years. Let's call it 8 years. It's 8 years old at this point, near enough a decade. And after 8 long years, we've just had a massive revolutionary update that has now, in my opinion, put this game to the next level. After so long, what other developer does that? What other developer, after 8 years of a game, which is at the end of most games, pretty much most games' life cycle, does a developer go, oh, okay, I know what, I'm going to make it look like a brand new freaking game, and I'll do it for free. Like, what world does this happen in? But yet, Hello Games is setting the bar. I mean, you think No Man's Sky, it has no DLC, you don't pay for updates, it doesn't have any microtransactions. If you get the update and you want to go ahead and unlock items, then you can do so completely through game without having to buy anything. And there's no option to buy anything in the first place. It's just absolutely wonderful. And you know what? It goes to show that the reason that Hello Games is being so successful and going into the next ambitious project and getting the funding to continue that development for obviously Light No Fire, and the reason they're able to do that is because they've not done sleazy tactics that other game studios have implemented in the games that, you know, over the last few years has only gotten worse and worse and worse. And at the end of the day, Hello Games doesn't do any of that, and it shows by the support from the community. It shows that people are buying the games on multiple platforms. For example, I've got No Man's Sky on Xbox, I've got it on Switch, I've got it on PC. I play it across the entire board. I have bought this game now 3 times, and that I'm not like, one of the minority on that. A lot of people do it because they love No Man's Sky. They love playing No Man's Sky, and No Man's Sky is a staple on what game studios should be doing for the games. And I wish every other game studio out there would at least take a note out of Hello Games' book and get rid of, paying for updates, paying for DLC and everything else, because the customers will stay loyal to the brand and more people will enjoy their games and they will get the revenue just by making actual proper gaming decisions. I hope that makes sense. If you make proper decisions, then the money will come. The followers will be there. But yeah, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, that's everything from me here today. Hello Games is doing it right, and I cannot wait for Worlds Part 2. But as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.